Hey everybody, it's Kathy. I'm sorry for canceling class on Wednesday. I just didn't feel very good and I didn't want to bring it and share it with you all on Wednesday. So hopefully everybody got the remind message and didn't show up to class. So I'm going to go over the things that I would like you to do to learn the content that we would have covered in class. I've made some adjustments to the assignments and to different things, and so I'm going to explain all that stuff here for you. So we're still going into this module here for 21st century teaching and learning. And the first part you should already be familiar with online, and the two journal prompts that you need to do. Those are two. In addition, I mean, you still have five, so you need to do three more. So you still need to have all five, okay? So it's not just two, you need to have all five, and they're all due on March 8th. So the first part you went through in the online module was to look at 21st century teaching and learning skills, and you watched some videos on that. And then the second part was looking at the ISTE standards, and hopefully you were able to see the different standards that were presented, and we'll talk about this next time we meet in class just a little bit. We will be looking at the standards throughout the semester, so this is just kind of an intro to the standards. All right, so this part right here where it says 21st century teaching and learning face-to-face. So we're not we didn't do our face-to-face, but this is the material I'd like you to go over. And if you notice, I extended some of the deadlines, so you have until March 6th to get some of this stuff done, or to get this stuff done. All right. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to read this post here, or this quote here, and think about that. And then you're going to click here on this link to the Padlet wall. And when this comes up, what you're going to do is you're going to double click somewhere on the wall, and you're going to put your name, and then you're going to write what you think about the quote. Okay, so you're just going to post that. You can add images and links and other things if you want to, but I want you to think about that quote, that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So post your reactions to the statement here. And I'm going to get rid of this so I can show you again. So again, you just put your cursor anywhere on this wall, double click, and you'll get a little box to type in. Make sure that you add your name so that I can give you credit. All right. So next, I want you to watch this video and just think about the stuff that is presented. And then I want you to watch this video. This video is important because you're going to, well, they're both important, but this one is going to provide the foundation for the activity that you're going to do. This one is, it's like 20 minutes long, so make sure that you have time to watch it. But it's really interesting. So sit down, relax, watch this video, and think about all the things that he's saying in terms of schooling, school, where we're at today. Think about how what he's saying about the way schools are developed is the same or different from what we looked at when we watched the Changing Educational Paradigms video. After you watch that, then what you're going to do is you're going to do this activity. So I want you to go to the School in the Cloud, and this will make more sense after you watch that video. And you're going to go to the section on big questions. So I'm going to click on that. Oops, I'll need to fix that so it opens in a new window. And here is the page on the big questions. Let me move this up just a bit. And what I suggest, you can scroll through these if you want. So you can click on them. You can click on popular, featured, any of those, or you can click over here on explore topics, and you can pick different topics that you might want to learn about or you might be interested in. And then down here are more of the big questions, so you can scroll up and down. If you want to start again, you just clear the selection and then pick a new topic. So what I want you to do, excuse me, go back, is I want you to find a big question that you find interesting, something that's interesting to you. All right, so get that big question, and then you're going to go to the Google Slides, shared Google Slides. Oh, I have to fix those. I'll fix those so they open in a new window. All right, so here's the shared slide presentation. Now, in this one, everybody's going to do their own set of slides, okay? So the first slide in here is the instructions again. So I asked you to go to the School in the Cloud, get a big question, and then you're going to create one or more slides that pose that big question and then try to provide some form of an answer. Remember that most of these don't have some form of right answer. There may be something that is considered correct depending on what kind of question, but a lot of them don't have necessarily a right answer. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for your ability to take that big question and interpret it and rework it to present it as a new idea or as an idea for other people. So what I did here is I started an example. This isn't necessarily complete, and I'm pulling the bottom up here. So notice right in here I'm pulling this up because I wrote some notes in there. So I chose a big question: how do we remember and why do we forget? And so as I wrote in the notes down here, so I began by looking up information on memory. I was trying to figure out how I could distill such a complex issue into understandable information. So I know we have an understanding of how our brain works and the ideas of the process of memory. So I am familiar that we kind of get the neurological stuff. So I know that there's a couple components to memory, and then so I went and I did some searching on the internet, and I found a good website, and I noted it here because you want to reference your resources. And it talked about both the neurological and then kind of the psychological components of memory, so that it is neural connections in our brain, but it's also more. And memory really is a form of learning. So I addressed the first part, like how do we remember? Well, we remember because we have chemical processes in our brain, but we also remember to learn and adapt and to build relationships. That's a form of survival, right? So I could flesh this out a little bit and say that, it's a form of survival. As I'm learning more, I can adjust the slides a little bit. But I also know that I'm going to need a second slide on why do we forget? So I would definitely at least have one more slide, but I would probably have 3 altogether. So posing my big question, trying to answer the first or provide a summary of the first part of that question. The next slide would be addressing some of the findings on why we forget. And then a third slide would probably be bringing those all together. So to answer this big question, I at least need 3 different slides. And you notice that I have my name on here and I have a reference to where I got that information. So I'd really like this to serve as an example. You may only have 1 or 2 slides depending on the question you choose, but again, make sure that it's complete. We want to be able to understand where you're coming from, and feel free to write more explanations here in the notes section if you want to. So everybody's going to be jumping into the slide deck, adding your own thoughts and ideas. Please don't change the theme, but if you want to customize your background or those kinds of things, that's totally fine with me. And make sure that your name is on every slide that you create. Your slides are due by the end of the day, March 6th. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice again. All right, so after you do the school in the cloud, then you are going to come here to the extended learning. I took the group work rubric out because that doesn't make any sense since we didn't work as a group. So you don't have to do that for this module. But I would like you to watch one more video here on the 21st Century Learning. These are questions to think about. There's nothing formal that you have to answer. And then finally come to this page. These are beyond the 3 R's, kind of the 8 skills that they suggest students must have for the future. If you want to read the full article, you can click on the link here. And then what I want you to do is click on this link for 21st Century Learning, and I want you to complete this form. You're going to complete it, and then you're going to submit it. And then we'll discuss that at another time. So that's it. Hopefully that makes sense. Coming back over here to the course assignments page, I took the attendance participation out. I took the group work rubric out, so you do not have to worry about those. The Google Slides presentation, which I just described, is worth 20 points. Filling in that form is worth 10, and then don't forget you have 5 reflective journals to go. All right, thanks guys. Talk to you later. Bye.